It is a cold morning in Battersea Park. We have the last run before Hyrox. Very simple 5K at a Hyrox pace. But before we do that, I need to make a decision on what trainers I'm going to use for Hyrox. All right, so option number one, we have the Rad Runners. So these are the daily trainer, the workhorse is what I like to call them. The reason I like these is they're snappy, they're low to the ground, but they have pretty good stability. So for things like the burpees or the lunges and even the wall balls and the sled, I think these are pretty good. The only downside is they don't have a carbon plate. And option number two is the 250-pound absolute weapon of a trainer, the New Balance Fuel Cell Elite. The issue with these, yes, they've got a carbon plate, so they're super fast. However, when it comes to lunges, when it comes to wall balls, sled, they're a little bit unstable, but they are super rapid. So anyway, today we're going to run in these, and then on Saturday, I'll decide whether I use these or whether I use these. All right, guys, there we have it. That is the last Hyrox run before Hyrox on Saturday. The idea was to do 4:15 to 4:30, which is basically the pace we want to try and hold for every kilometer out of the 8 kilometers in Hyrox. I picked up the pace, was running a 4:07 average for the whole 5 kilometers, and as soon as I finished, my recovery was great. Ready for Saturday. So tonight is a big massage, big feed. Same tomorrow, hot and cold plunge, I think, for an hour tomorrow. Alright, so we are in Central, and it is very, very rare that I come Central. Usually it's for one or two reasons. One, Soho House Greek Street. Number two, it's a haircut. Today, we're getting a haircut. So we're going to continue with the mullet, or according to Google, people have named it the Kentucky Waterfall, the Camaro Cut, the Beaver Paddle, the Ape Drape, and the Neck Warmer. So out of those 5, what do you think is the best name? The Ape Drape definitely wins that. Alright guys, so we are going to tuck into the last main meal of the day. We've got cauliflower rice, broccoli, green beans, and a lot, 250 grams of chicken thighs, which I'm absolutely loving at the minute. Vladimir is coming in 50 minutes to give me a deep tissue massage, which I'm super looking forward to. I'm a super hypocrite because I tell people that they need massage because, you know, you're putting yourself through the kind of ringer the whole time, and your body gets super sore and super tired to avoid injury and recovery, but I don't actually do it myself as much as I should. So, gonna have a good one today, and then one post Hyrox, and then in the new year, I'm not a massive fan of making New Year's resolutions, however, it's gonna be something that I create a better habit with. So at least once every 2 weeks, I'm gonna try and get a massage. Right guys, happy Friday. It is another absolutely freezing day. I am ready for some warm weather. Anyway, after last night's massage, I am feeling tip top. And I said it yesterday, but it is one of those things that I definitely need to do a lot more of because I feel looser today. I just feel more supple. It's probably the first time I've woken up in like 2 weeks where I haven't felt like I've been hit by a bus. Tonight we're gonna go for a sauna and we're gonna go for a cold plunge. We're gonna do an hour. But before we do that, I need to nip to Waitrose and I need to get some bits for tomorrow. So I'll take you around Waitrose. I'll explain to you what we're gonna do as far as carbing up tomorrow. Okay, so the first and biggest mistake that I find people is they often eat foods that they wouldn't usually eat. What a lot of people do is have like jelly beans and Starburst and basically crap. And they end up eating it because they think they need the carbs and the sugars. And all that happens is it smashes their digestive tract they feel a bit sluggish, they feel terrible, and it actually makes them worse than better. So my advice is continue eating foods that you would normally have. Don't change it, just eat more carbs. So things like rice, potatoes, rice cakes, honey. But if you're not used to Starburst, jelly beans, or Percy pigs, don't eat them. And point number 2 that I see so many people do so often is, just because it is taper week and your intensity, your volume has gone down, obviously to give you a bit more recovery and to make sure on the day you feel better, people eat a lot less because they assume they're training less, which means they require less energy. And I get that if like your goal is fat loss and you don't have any performance-based goals, but if we think of Hyrox, Turf Games, Athex, whatever, marathon, Ironman, I mean, that we're talking high level stuff now. It's all performance, not how you look on the day, right? And I confused this for such a long time. But my advice would be to fuel up really well this week, to make sure you have plenty of carbohydrates, you know, to make sure you're having plenty of hydration, sodium. Like, you do not want to be going into these competitions feeling like you're tired or depleted. In fact, you want to go in feeling absolutely amazing. Recovery and rest days are where you grow and improve. And if you're having lower calories, eating a lot less, I can guarantee you will not recover properly. So guys, even though it's peak week, taper week, whatever you want to call it, just make sure you're fueling properly and eating plenty, because your body is going to thank you for it on the day, I promise. Alright guys, what are we thinking of the mullet so far? Big fan, gonna keep growing it out. Anyway, it is Hyrox day, and I'm gonna show you exactly what we've got in the bag, because I'm a little bit anal. So, we've got the laptop. We're gonna go with the Rad ones, or Rad runners, sorry. Wasn't too sure whether to go with them or the New Balance, but we're gonna go with them. Socks to run in, branded t-shirt, obviously. Shorts, extra box shorts, because I intend on getting quite sweaty. Hat, and then charger. Some water, obviously. 2 of these core electrolytes from Cadence. There's gonna be a lot of sweating, so we need a lot of salt, a lot of hydration. 2 bananas, full pack of rice cakes. I will not be eating the whole thing, even though it's 50 calories per rice cake, which is pretty good. And then in here, we've just got a toasted bagel, we've got some honey, and we've got a Powerball. I'm gonna bag all this up, and we're off to Hyrox. All right, we have made it. We're an hour late because my fault. I got to the train station, first time ever that I've not booked a ticket. And the 9:30 had sold out, the 9:45, the 10, the 10:15. So I ended up getting here an hour later than normal. We're gonna go meet Seb, gonna go meet some friends, get some lunch. We are not on for another 5 hours. Then we'll kick it off at 5 o'clock. So let's go get some food, let's go get some water and a coffee.
Right guys, we have just arrived back in London. It is 11:55 p.m, 5 minutes to midnight. You can probably hear it in my voice. I am absolutely exhausted. And to be honest, it was fun, but it did not go as well as what we had hoped. The goal was an hour or under, and we did it in 1 hour and 1 minute. Didn't get what we wanted out of it, but this is what happens with competitions. They don't always go to plan, but you learn from them and then you do them again. And the great thing about Hyrox is it is a repeatable workout, so we know exactly what we need to do for next time. But to be honest, when we finished, I came over the line and I said to Seb straight away, I felt we did really well. The time didn't reflect that, but I didn't feel tired. And the last time I did it, where we got an hour, so we got 1 minute faster last time, I came on stage at the end after the wall balls and I was absolutely spent. I had nothing left to give. We did really well on the stations and we wanted to pace the run a little bit. So we gave ourselves just a bit more steam for the stations. And the problem is we just paced it a little bit too much. So we know what we need to do. In 4 weeks time, I'll be in LA doing it again. Got a good solid 4-week block ahead of us. Learn from the mistakes we made this time, if you want to call them mistakes. And we go again. So guys, hope you enjoyed that episode. An awful lot went into that. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment. If you've done a Hyrox, let me know how you did. Let me know how you get on. And more coming soon. Cheers guys. I'm off to bed.